you can talk to the judge, but not about any case that's pending in that judge's court.
Right.
You can actually talk to the judge about a case pending in a different court, or pretty much anything else. There you can have you can become acquaintances with judges. You can become friends with judges. Lawyers and judges lots of lawyers and judges are friends, and you're friends with lawyers who become judges.
Right.
I mean, it is inevitable if you were a practicing attorney in an area of law that you're going to be friends with probably quite a few judges, and you have to help your friends to become judges. And you want. A lot of people think that they want their friends to become judges because they're going to be influenced.
Right.
I don't want that at all. I want anybody that I've ever supported who's a friend that's a judge. I want them to be a judge because I know they're going to be a good judge.
Right.
And I also, the way that I interpret it is, I'm going to be even that much better when I go into their court because they're going to hold me to a higher standard. 1, 2, 3, go.
Jennifer Hardy, har.
Believe it or not.
Welcome to the Lawyer Dana Show.
The Lawyer Dana podcast.
Wow, we have a lot to talk about.
Da-da-da-da-da.
And we're going to do it right after this. And da-da-da-da-da.
Welcome to the Lawyer Dana podcast.
Here's how we're going to start this one. You read the top. And so we're going to do lawyer memes today, back and forth. So, you ready?
Okay. Please give me some words of encouragement so I don't murder someone at work.
There is no wine in prison.
Where are the others?
All right, here we go. So we're going to go lawyer memes, and we're going to go, I'm going to pull these from, what is it called? Meme Friday meme day. Where is it?
As you can tell, this is what your attorney does on Fridays.
No, this is what your attorney does on the toilet.
Oh, my God.
I read these. Lawyers collect them through the week, and then they wait for Meme Friday, and they post them all. All right, come on. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. All right. We have 220, so we're gonna get some good ones here.
Crud.
All right.
That's a lot of bathroom breaks.
That's a lot of bathroom breaks. That's a lot of crap. It's mountains and mountains and mountains. All right, let's see. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
In 1999, this was considered an affordable home for a single-income family where the breadwinner works entirely in waste management. How far we've fallen. And it's the Sopranos house.
Oh my gosh. Well, they didn't know what he was doing on the side, though.
Okay, your car will never make that noise for the mechanic. It's just our special noise, just for when it's the two of us. Me switching lanes to a lane that merges into the lane I just switched from.
Oh my God.
Ronald McDonald rolling there. A guy my age was telling me how happy he was that his wife just gave birth to their fourth child. And that, what's going on? It's changing on me. I lost it. All right, so we have to insert our own punchline. I'm going to guess that the oldest child's, I don't know, the guy's old. All right, so.
I mean, it's kind of like what happened to me. My oldest was like 12 and I got pregnant with my daughter.
So apparently when you're playing hide and seek with your kids, you're not allowed to get in the car and drive somewhere else to hide.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, is that comic on record?
Yes.
Yes.
That's. That dang that dang smash mouth. They were right. The years start coming and they really don't stop coming. My boss wants me to sign up for a 401k. There's no way I'm running that far.
Oh my God.
We don't really need coffee to catch up. Honestly, I can just shoot you a text and let you know I have no updates and I'm doing bad.
That's
And that's when I noticed she had left a pile of fecal matter on the bed, and the picture of the bed has a college logo on it.
oh my
I don't want to post this college because it's for one of the Texas colleges, and 1/3 of the state will never hire me again. So maybe it's Texas A&M, maybe it's UT, maybe it's SMU, maybe it's Baylor, maybe it's a whole
Tech.
different, maybe it's Texas Tech, but it's you insert your least favorite team there. As a man, you should never watch your woman struggle to pay bills. You should. I can't even read this. You say that one.
As a man, you should never watch your woman struggle to pay bills. Dump her and find one with some money.
So bad. Okay, read some more.
Fall in love with someone who treats you the way that Cayenne treats Cayenne.
Kanye. It's Kanye, not Cayenne.
Fall in love with someone who
You
treats
can't do it.
you
You're
the
going to say
way that-
Cayenne. You're going to say it. Go ahead.
Fall in love with someone who treats you the way that Kanye treats Kanye. I had to think about it.
That's a good one. If we both look for one and we queue them up,
Here's
we'll be
one-
faster.
This one's funny. Imagine falling in love with someone and find they eat a Kit Kat like this. So instead of breaking it, they just take a big bite.
Who does that?
No,
Have you ever done that?
no,
It's-
I
it's-
break
That's
them.
wrong.
Look,
It's
let me
not.
tell you
time.
something. I have come close. I broke it in the middle, stacked that, and took a bite out of that because I wanted to live large. And if you have a bag of Kit Kats, you can really experiment with that. Have you done it to where you put the Kit Kat sideways in your mouth and like try and crunch it and get like as if it crunches through? Man, I used to eat a lot of Kit Kats.
This one's actually. So this one's funny, and I can't say one of the words in it, but this one's funny. Sometimes I read a text and think, "What a effing psycho," then press send. That one cracked me up.
I was going to say, Dana, have you ran into a few of those with clients?
Yeah. I'll tell you. So here's a serious trick, actually. If you're getting ready to send one of those big FU emails out, save draft, sleep on it, come back and read it before you send it.
So,
Yeah,
Jen,
you know, that's funny. I read a book recently about that. It's a Christian author, and it was basically about way women deal with stuff. And I found it very interesting. So her daughter had been treated kind of nasty, and the mom like sends her this big email, like basically because this girl was treating her daughter bad, and so they decided to have a birthday party and not invite the girl to the birthday party. And so the mom of the girl sends this real long nasty email. And she says, you know, I read the email, and the first reaction is, da 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 da, you know. And then she said, then I had to sit back and I had to realize, you know, that's sort of the mother, and she's just trying to defend her daughter and take it for her daughter and all this other stuff. And it was a very interesting way of how she approached it, but it took a few days before she responded. So yes, best advice ever. What is that?
he's SOSing.
No, I'm signaling to Rick that Jennifer did a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Keep that excerpt separate because we are making a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da reel.
So the drinking game for the Lawyer Dana podcast is
Sleep well, middle finger. You've got a big day ahead of you tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Shake what your mama gave you. Shakes the therapy bill in the air.
Oh my gosh.
That is so true for so many of these divorces that we see. That is,
Yes.
I legit warn them about that.
Yes. Well, I think people need to recognize that if you need to go to therapy, go to therapy.
don't hire
Like-
a lawyer.
Don't be like somebody who thinks that they're too good to go to therapy. Go to therapy, talk it out, work it out, figure it out. You're going to help your life, help your family, all that kind of stuff.
Prisoners in movies after finding a spoon. A giant sinkhole.
Oh my god.
We're free.
Like
I've got the keys to the prison. It's
that's
Shawshank
like
Redemption.
Redemption.
That is definitely a Shawshank Redemption joke.
I've watched that movie it's a great movie. But like seriously,
If either one of us read this.
could he
Here.
really-
I can't read this one. When a
want me to
woman
read it?
when a woman laughs during an argument, please know that the psycho part of her brain has been activated. Abort mission.
Greatness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
And that kind of goes back to the deleted email. Sleep on it.
Yeah,
Exact-
sleep on the email.
So now
Don't
that's
respond.
another one's a woman going, and I've seen this look on Summer. Me, 10 emails deep into an email chain, figuring out why I'm even included.
Oh yes.
That's my life, your life too. Oh, I did Tears of Friendship last time, but Tears of Friendship, number 4, we hang out. Number 3, we can travel together. Number 2, I would take a bullet for you. And number 1, I will speak to you on the phone.
Oh, funny.
Okay, it's
So,
time for a reality check.
I have a question. Which book are you going to read first?
You know what?
Have you decided?
We could actually so if we're gonna do this memes thing, we need to queue it up better to where we can like show the memes or like have them on a screen, or like we both scroll through them, or we
I think
queue
you
them
should
up.
come up with like Dana's top 10.
Dana's top 10 memes of the week.
Yep.
Then I have to look through more top. Okay, I'll call. They won't.
Do
They won't
it
necessarily
on
be the top.
toilet anyway. You
I
already
don't.
confessed.
I only
already
discovered that as
confessed.
something that would be hilarious for us to podcast with like a week ago, and I was like, oh, we should do this. Okay, which one do you want to go through? Other people's words, artists' habits of a healthy brain, secrets of great leaders. Let's do that. Secrets of great leaders.
Secrets of Great Leaders. Okay.
Okay.
So
So this
will be our
episode's going to
book.
be me reading something, and Jennifer goes, "Yeah, that's what we do."
Or me critiquing it.
Know your limits and guess the other sides. That actually sounds like a lawyer technique. However, as a lawyer, I don't like to guess the other sides. I like to find out. And I go and talk with them and engage them and get to know them and check and ask other people about them, check their reputation. I do the same thing about what the judge is.
Right.
If I got a serious enough case, I will drive or fly in advance and like go talk and meet the judge. Not about the case, just talk about other things. You can talk to judges, you just can't talk to them about the case. You can't do, and this is very important actually, and this is something that's critical. It happened in I think it happened in the Depp trial, and it happened in a client's case that we've taken after we took the case. A client in a jury trial. And in a jury trial, if you're texting a witness, or if once in Texas, there's a thing called the rule. It's a rule of civil procedure. I even forget the number. We refer to it as the rule. I've known the number. Anyway, it's not important. But the rule is that any witness who is testifying in the courtroom cannot be in the courtroom while other witnesses are testifying. The only person that is testifying are the two parties. So the plaintiff, defendant.
Defendant.
What is with me talking today? The plaintiff and the defendant, and the petitioner and the respondent. So a plaintiff is in a civil lawsuit suing the other person, but in a divorce in Texas, they're not called the plaintiff; they're called the petitioner.
Right.
And then the other side is the respondent, because you file a petition to get a divorce in Texas, and then the other side has to respond to that, and so it's called petitioner and respondent. But plaintiff and defendant are the other terms. And so if if anybody, those are the two parties that are allowed to be in the courtroom: plaintiff and their attorneys, the defendant or respondent and their attorneys. But any other witnesses and their spouses also can be in the courtroom, and they can sit in at the counsel table. But any other witnesses that are going to testify have to leave the room and cannot listen to the other people's testimony. The reason why is they don't want to hear the first person's story, and then they make sure the story all matches.
Right.
It's that one person tells their story, and then the other person comes in and tells their story. It's not supposed to be affected, so nobody getting their story straight or any of that stuff. It's supposed to lead to a more truthful verdict and more truthful testimony by the parties. And so the rule excludes them out. Why was I talking about the rule? This week, man, I think I can't talk.
Well, we're
I'm
talking
tired.
about you were going through like.
Oh yeah, know the other's
why
weaknesses
you need to
and
know
things.
the other side's
Yeah.
weakness.
So, but you can talk to the judge, but not about any case that's pending in that judge's court.
Right.
You can actually talk to the judge about a case pending in a different court, or pretty much anything else. There you can have you can become acquaintances with judges. You can become friends with judges. Lawyers and judges lots of lawyers and judges are friends, and you're friends with lawyers who become judges.
Right.
I mean, it is inevitable if you are a practicing attorney in an area of law that you're going to be friends with probably quite a few judges, and you have to help your friends to become judges, and you want. A lot of people think that they want their friends to become judges because they're going to be influenced.
Right.
I don't want that at all. I want anybody that I've ever supported who's a friend that's a judge. I want them to be a judge because I know they're going to be a good judge.
Right.
And I also, the way that I interpret it is, I'm going to be even that much better when I go into their court because they're going to hold me to a higher standard. Because they know my capabilities and they have expectations. Like they know my standards are here. And they know they want their standards of me, and their impression of me is immaculate, and I'm not going to disappoint that. And I'm going to give them the things in court that they need in order to be able to give us a ruling that is supported and justified, and that is very clear. I don't want. I never want to buy influence. I just don't. I just don't believe in that. I think that you have a good person. And you let and when they're a judge, you let them be a judge, and you respect them as a judge, and you do all of that stuff absolutely correctly. And we go in and we bring the right clients, the right cases, and the right presentation of all of our clients.
Right.
And one of the ways we bring the right clients is we don't want clients who want revenge. We want clients who want a healthy solution. But if you want to punish the other side, then we are definitely not the right law firm for you, because this is not about punishment. We're focused on the goal of getting through a healthy situation as much as possible. Now, sometimes we do have to increase the fighting in order to end it. We always have cases that we are having to, we have to go, all right, fine. If you want war, we gave you a very good peace treaty. But if you want war, we're going to war. And
Yep.
okay, I enjoy fighting. I do. But I'm very generous in avoiding a fight and working through and spending the time and the effort and crafting something that's better for everybody. But if you're not willing to do that, or if some people just can't. Some people have to go through the hard way, and God bless them and all that. But some people are lowlifes. And interesting, like even as we work with some people that are, some of the people. So like sometimes we can rehabilitate, and when we work enough, we correct behaviors and things, and especially when you got parents and with children. We want both parents and good parents to be able to be with their kids. And if there's a bad parent, we have to take the kids away from the bad parent.
Right.
But it's got to be really, really clear.
Right.
And usually it is. And I'm glad it's not my decision. It's that, unfortunately, we have to give it to the judges. And unfortunately for the judges, they have to make that decision. And I'm glad I don't have to make that decision. I don't want to be a judge. I don't want to make those decisions. It's not my personality type. It's not who I am. I'm out here. I feel like I still like, I still like the actual being in the trenches and
Right.
the fight and the war. And also, like, preventing war so often. And even when we go to war, I'm very much walk softly but carry a big stick.
Right.
And I'm not afraid to use a stick. I don't want to unless we have to. I always give grace first, but if we can't and we have to, then we go in and we present a very good and reasonable case, and we present it well.
Well, and I think it's important that your attorney understands the judges, all the judges.
Absolutely.
Because if you hire an attorney and they don't know the judges, they don't have a reputation with that judge, they have,
or worse, they have a bad reputation, and it could
or
be
they have never
earned.
been in their courtroom. Like they don't.
Never been
know.
in the courtroom is okay.
Yeah.
Because you can go and have a good rapport with a judge, and the judge sees lots and lots and lots of attorneys, and you can talk to attorneys that have been in that courtroom a lot, and you can that stuff. And I mean, for a younger attorney, it's a little more difficult, but for us, and once you've been doing it for more than a decade, and the level that we have, like I've gone into other courtrooms. In fact, now I can go into other courtrooms, and they just absolutely love me.
Right.
I know how to make a great impression. I know what most judges are looking for. I'm very respectful and very professional, and it's the human tactics and techniques. And it's just like, and waiting tables was huge for this,
Right.
because you have new people that come in all the time. And for me, it's more walking into their courtroom. Yeah, it's kind of like a new restaurant, but they're still sitting down at my table.
Right.
And it's just like a new, it's instead of a call party and return people that have waited on a bunch of times, it's a new table, and it's the same process. It's the same. You establish rapport, and you ask, like I'll go in advance, and a lot of judges put out a bench book and like a thing of like, here's what I like, here's what's good things, and then a lot of bar associations will put out about this judge what they like. And we, of course, read and prepare and do all that stuff in advance.
Right.
And then just go and like talk to the judge and have a rapport and get to know them. And, the judges, like any lawyers, are happy to talk about themselves.
Right.
In general. And they like getting to have conversations with people. The best time is a Friday afternoon. Some of the best judges and most legal education that I've ever gotten is going in and talking to a judge on a Friday afternoon and just sitting and listening. And if you've got the time, from like 2 to 4 o'clock, 2 to 3:30 on Fridays, like the judges are tired too. They like to like have wind downs and just wind down, not
Right.
wine.
They probably like the wine.
Some might be drinking on a Friday afternoon. I don't know. I've never actually. I don't think I've ever seen a judge at the courthouse drinking. I've never experienced
I
that.
bet you they don't drink at the courthouse.
Some do.
Some do.
There are stories. I mean, if you got a real bad alcoholic, they would.
Yeah.
And that's a tragic story. But I mean, none that I've ever known. Not in my whole career. I've never experienced that. But it has happened.
Yeah.
But so they like to wind down and talk, and you can ask them questions like, what are some of the interesting cases that you've seen? What are some of the tactics and techniques that lawyers use that you don't like?
Right.
What are some of the tactics and techniques that lawyers use that you really do like?
Right.
And for one thing, I remember one of the answers that Judge Rush gave me several years ago about that is he goes, I've only 2 times have I ever seen anybody actually try a family law case according to the Holly factors. They try cases on relative slime. And ever since then, I try cases as if, these are the elements of it. I'm going to use all the Holly factors, and I'm going to hit every single one because it's a non-exclusive list of factors that are determined to determine parentage. And it makes an excellent record. And if you have to appeal something, go, I prove this. The other side, they just talked about this. They didn't prove this. They didn't prove this. They don't argue it that way. And he thought it was an excellent way to argue a case. And that's how most attorneys will argue a good case, especially to a judge. To a jury, maybe not. Juries are different, and maybe you have to try it on relative slime. And perform that. It also depends on who the jury is that's in the box, because certain different juries in the box are going to respond different ways. But it sure is good to have somebody that has weighted tables, like to do a voir dire. I do a voir dire, and I waited tables after I was all through law school when I was learning what this was and how to pick juries, and I waited tables even after I was an attorney for a few months, and I looked at it like every table, this is a voir dire.
Right.
And it's a, what would you like to eat? But why are you here? What experience are you trying to get out of this meal? I'm looking at them, I'm gauging off them, interacting with them, and reading them, and really being personable with them. It's a relationship with that table, just like you have a relationship with the jury.
Right.
Do you know I have one of the fastest jury verdicts in the history of the Dallas County Courthouse, possibly the fastest?
No, I didn't know that.
So here is what it was. So I told the jury, we had the jury charge, and I'm like, so here's the thing. If it's yes, then the foreman will sign here. So my suggestion is y'all walk in the room, all look at each other, go yes, and the last person that walks in the door is the foreman, and y'all go yes, yes, and then sign here and come back out and give us the verdict. And the last one walks out the room. And I'm standing, and I go like this, and I sit down, and the light comes on. The bailiff goes, oh, they must have a question. And then we stand up, and the bailiff walks in and goes, no, they have a verdict.
Wow.
Yeah. So it wasn't the most difficult case. It was a competency trial, and my argument and what I was trying to get and what I won was that my client was not competent to stand trial. She needed mental treatment because she was schizophrenic. But I still had to prove it and get it.
It's incredible.
And that's me knowing people, and that was my strategy. It was I was a student in law school, and we had a supervising attorney. That was not the attorney's idea to do that. Like I handled it, and it's because I understand and good with people, and I knew what that jury wanted, and I was reading them the whole time. I very good body language, very good interpersonal rapport.
You've talked a lot about like how to evaluate an attorney, how it's a good attorney or a bad attorney, and your own practices. But what are you looking for in a judge?
In a judge?
Yeah. It's not like you get to choose, but
in a judge,
you might try it different. It's like a teacher. Like you got to answer their questions.
Well, I want to know what the judge wants to hear. I want to know what the judge thinks is relevant, and I want to know kind of the insides and outsides, and I want to know how judges and I'll go and ask the judge, what are some things that you have seen in people testifying that tells you that they are not believable or not credible? Or what kind of things do you want to hear to tell you which parent you should pick from if you have to pick a primary parent? How do you know which one? What is special to you? What do you want to know? And you go talk to the judge and hear that judge, because that judge will tell you how to try a family law type of case if it's a family law court. And you can get that information. They're not going to tell you how to try this case in their courtroom, but you can ask them what it is that they want to hear. And there's conferences that judges speak at, and you can go to a conference, and if they're speaking, you can ask them that question in an open conference. I did that quite a bit for Emily Miskell when she first took the bench. I think I followed her around for like a year, going to every conference that she spoke at, because we were in her courtroom a lot, and I wanted to know what she wanted to hear and what kind of case to present to her. And she also seems to be the gold standard for what all three of the family law exclusive courts want. And I think all three of those judges are the gold standard. There's Judge Lindsay Wynn, there's Judge Piper McCraw, and Judge Emily Miskell in the Collin County Courthouse. And I think all three of them are excellent. Yeah. Absolutely excellent. Very smart, brilliant.
So the tip for today is, if you're a brand new attorney, just getting out of law school, you pick the practice you want to practice, and then you get to know the judges that you're going to practice.
I would say the most important, that is vitally important, but I would say actually the most important is go to work and treat that like not an internship, but a residency. Or what is it when?
A residency.
A residency.
That's right, for medical school.
And do that for 5 years.
Yeah.
Do that for 5 years. Work for somebody like me, like Daniel, and at a firm like ours that you're going to learn if they'll hire you straight out. And I'm telling you, go in and say, I don't know anything. I don't know why you would hire me.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And what you're telling me there is so I can train you.
He can grow you, mold you, and
I
make
can
you
teach
what
you.
need to be.
And you realize that any preconceptions that you have are probably wrong because how you think it works is not how it works.
Right.
And they're not. You need to know what the judge is really looking for. You need to know, especially in family law, there's such a human element of it. We are masters of human interactions, human nature.
Yeah.
You have to become and human emotion and human thought and human mindset and human motivations and human desires and human conflict. It's very human and very interpersonal. Mm-hmm. That's what family law is. And that is what we're going to talk about in an upcoming podcast of the Lawyer Dana podcast.
Like our page.
Keep Jennifer Hardy Har Har laughing, her Hardy Har Harness. Did we do the word for the day?
Yes, we did.
Okay, what was it?
I just forgot. Did we do
rapport? That's the word of the day because that's what the whole podcast has been. We've been talking about rapport and
I know
knowledge.
We did other ones. We did temporary orders. We did petitioners. We did
temporary orders is what in a divorce case. Statute. I think was that this episode or another. They're starting to run together.
There's some other ones.
So, temporary orders is what happens and who has custody of the kids, and when everybody has the kids and who lives where and who pays for what while the divorce is pending from now until the end of the case.
Yep.
That's what temporary orders is.
And so what you get in a TO doesn't mean that that's what you're getting.
No, but it does set a good precedent. It's extremely important. Do not go to temporary order hearing without a lawyer. And with that, we will see you in the next podcast. Yes. Like, subscribe. You're going to be the big star out of this show.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. All right, thanks.
It's bananas.
We'll see you in the next show. Yeah, bananas will be the big star. Bye.
The Lawyer Dana Podcast.